Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh was assassinated early on Wednesday morning in Iran. The Palestinian militant group and Tehran have confirmed the killing. The assassination has triggered threats of revenge on Israel in a region which is already shaken by the war in Gaza. Iran's Revolutionary Guards confirmed the death of Haniyeh hours after he attended a swearing-in ceremony for the country's new president and said it was investigating the murder. How will this high-profile assassination impact the West Asian region, and is there a real possibility now of Israel-Hamas war expanding in the region? Joining me now is Lital Shemesh, Israeli journalist and also news anchor of Channel 14. Thank you so much for your time. My question would be certainly that is there now a real danger of this entire war expanding in the region?
Yes, well, thank you for having me. I think we're all asking ourselves now in Israel whether it is going to escalate, because in less than 12 hours, there was two assassinations. One is one of the heads of Hezbollah in Beirut, in Lebanon, and then the number one head of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, as you mentioned, on Tehran, like on the soil of Iran. So the question now we're asking ourselves is whether this is going to escalate. But the matter of fact is Israel just couldn't have not react to the massacre, to the murder of 12 innocent children in a soccer game up north in the Golan Heights on the last Saturday. So that was basically, although Israel hasn't taken any responsibility for this assassination, this was the response of the massacre of the 12 Israeli children playing soccer and being murdered by a rocket of Hezbollah. So at the moment, all of us in Israel are basically hoping to get some sort of peace, some sort of an end to this war, but I don't think the war will end until Hamas will surrender, until the Gaza Strip will be completely cleared out of anyone who is a member of Hamas terror organization. And also, we are being threatened by thousands of rockets being sent to us from Lebanon, from Hezbollah up north. And the one who's in charge to all of these proxies is basically Iran. Iran is the one funding it. Iran is the one planning it. So I think it's sending out a clear message from Israel and from the Israeli intelligence: we can reach you wherever you are, and we can find you wherever you are. In the recent few months, Israel has taken down 5 out of 6 heads of Hamas. So I think it's an enormous achievement in any scale.
Is there a fear of perhaps controlled aggression on part of Iran?
I think the major concern at the moment is that Iran will start shooting at Israel. We've seen that a few months ago when Iran was launching hundreds of missiles towards Israel. We got major help from the US Army and from the British Army to intercept most of the rockets in the air before it even entered Israeli territory. But I think at the moment, that's the biggest concern. You can feel the tension in Israel. You can see the citizens of Israel trying to stay as close to shelter because basically we're not sure how Iran or Lebanon will respond to this thing. But I think it was crucial. It was crucial to take down the heads of this horrific, murderous terror organization who on October 7th create this launch against Israel, murdered 1,200 innocent Israelis, abducted 240. Half of them are still being held in the Gaza Strip, women, babies, children, and until they will release all of our hostages, we will not see an end to this war.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. But the bigger question certainly is that he was a state guest who has been killed in Tehran, and that's the reason why we are trying to understand what's going to be the immediate fallout of this. Shifting focus to our last story on left, right and center. Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari has requested Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to withdraw the 18% goods and services tax, that is a GST, on life and medical insurance premiums. In fact, he has written a letter to the Finance Minister, and Mr. Gadkari has said that levying GST on life insurance premiums amounts to levying tax on the uncertainties of life. The union feels that the person who covers the risk of life's uncertainties to give protection to the family should not be levied tax on the premium to purchase cover against this risk. Sources say the Finance Ministry is considering this proposal. Here's a special report by NDTV's Pragati Oberoi.
Yes, right. So, Nitin Gadkari writes a letter to Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. A copy of that letter has been reviewed by our team, which is dated 28th of July. In the letter, he has requested Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to remove GST on life and medical insurance premiums. Now, a couple of arguments have been listed in the letter, and two of them that really stood out was the letter states that Mr. Gadkari wrote that 18% GST, which is currently applied to both types of premiums, penalizes individuals seeking to protect themselves and their families. In fact, the high tax rate, as Mr. Gadkari said, also discourages people from investing in medical insurance, which is a necessity in the current world. Now, the letter has been written, and as it has mentioned in the document, after Nagpur Divisional Life Insurance Corporation Employees Union submitted a memorandum to Mr. Gadkari, and hence he wrote this letter to Finance Minister seeking the removal of this GST on these two products on priority, because he also said that the process is now becoming cumbersome for all individuals in order to seek preferential treatment and other things as necessary. Now, while a reply from Finance Ministry is awaited, the letter also lists that the memorandum that was submitted to Mr. Gadkari also pointed out that the differential treatment to savings by way of life insurance is also being witnessed.
With that, we have come to the end of this show. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching.